we are joined in studio. We have a new segment we're going to do once a month. We're going to rotate throughout the shows, but this month it's on our show, and it's called Trade Legends. This is an idea brought up to us by Jake Sittner, who is the owner of 3 different companies: Tailored Landscape, Tailored Lights, and what's the Tailored Life in Bennett?
Life, yeah.
That's the new store in Bennett.
Tailored Life?
Tailored Life.
Tailored Life.
And
like outdoor living. We'll get into it.
Yes.
Okay.
So the idea of the segment, and I'll let Jake explain further here. Our guest here is Lori Knapp of JK Electric. But the idea was that Jake wanted to really highlight people in the community that are excelling through sometimes some tough circumstances, and just really, life's not perfect, but we find a way to press on and just continue to be very good at what we do. And Jake, I'll let you introduce our guest here, because you're the one that are bringing Lori in. Why did you decide to start off with Lori today and tell the story here?
Yeah. So let me know if you can hear me and if I'm doing it right.
You're doing good.
On the radio,
You're killing it.
But yeah, thank you. But no, I go around to meetings. I get into really personal conversations with people. They're inviting me and my designers into their houses, and I'm a lifer in Lincoln, and it's just kind of like an offshoot of 93.7 The Ticket, like very community driven. And like, I was raised, my parents, very hardworking people. I kind of want to honor that and, get a little attention to our company and whatever. And, I appreciate tradespeople and whatever. And, I always give the example, like the people that I want to have, and we'll have people like email our Gmail account that we created for this, like to nominate people. But like, who's that guy who's been a mail carrier for like 40 years? He's also coached little or small fry basketball type thing. And those are the people. And we're, Lori's going to get a gift certificate to our company that isn't even open yet. The retail venture that we're doing in Bennett. I never imagined that we're going to be doing that. And I'm on the radio today. I didn't even realize I was going to do that. And
is that right?
The camera scares the.
Oh, don't be scared.
Oh, don't be scared.
It's natural.
Well, look at me over here.
Yeah.
I'm on camera.
Yeah.
They put me on camera.
Journal Star's been a long time, and read a lot about you, so it's cool to be here with all you guys and Coach Bush and Jake, Dolphins fan, Bengals fan, in the same room together.
Jake's a big Bengals
fan.
That
jacket.
It's a classic.
Awesome.
It's a starter jacket.
Starter Bengals jacket.
That's outstanding. That's the first thing I said when you walked in, wasn't it?
Exactly.
Didn't even say hi. I go, look at that jacket.
Yeah.
Right out of the gate.
I don't care who
and we have a story. I mean, we have a
so
story.
let's bring in our guest then. You brought in Lori from JK Electric today. So.
Yeah, we met at their company, and Lori will tell you, and her husband JK will also mention they probably spend more time at their company than they do at home. They're very dedicated to what they do. We're all service people. We want to give our customers the best. Maybe we're not always perfect, but we always strive for perfection. And Lori's one of those where we just connected and we started talking, and she started giving her story about what she went through as far as with cancer. And, and I listened to this station like religiously. And, if you're sitting in a Bobcat, you put your earbuds in and then, Aaron Davis will go on and about, what he's gone through with cancer and stuff like that. And I was like, man, we just got to get on the air. So it kind of connected the dots, and I'm a fairly creative person, and I came up with this. So hopefully it gains traction and all that. But
I like it.
But I blew through another meeting. I told the people after it, I was like, I couldn't leave because me and Lori were talking, and she wanted to share her story, and she went over and beyond, normal cancer treatment. And I was like, you have to share your story. So I'm very happy that you're here today, because I think it's a really brave thing to do. We're going outside of our comfort zone, whatever. But I just feel like if you're giving people advice and then you have other people that you don't even know that are calling you now, then it needs to be in the public. My mom's in the healthcare profession. And any information in any field is really important, but especially the well-being of your loved ones and all that. So I'm probably going to turn it over to Lori now and back off.
Okay. Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
Great to have you here.
Oh, thank you. I guess.
Yeah, tell us again why Jake has seen so much in you in terms of why you're here today.
Okay, so I'll kind of lead up to when I found out I had cancer. The year 2020 was COVID, right?
Mhm.
Well, we are of course self-employed, and we're worried about keeping the business flowing.
Mhm.
That same year, my husband was going through some health issues. We lost his grandfather died of colon cancer. My husband's dad died, had a heart attack, open heart surgery. His mother died of cancer. We lost an employee that died. We had all this emotional trauma going on in our
That's
lives.
a lot.
And it was a lot. And then I find out in January that I found a lump. And I wasn't one to go to a normal medical doctor. I've always been very holistic. I'd rather take my kids to a chiropractor than take them to an MD. An MD is necessary at certain times, but in my world, it was, you go to your chiropractor because your body can heal itself. So I was doing, I didn't have a mammogram. I had a breast thermography, which is just a video camera taking images of the heat and the coolness in your body. And around cancer likes heat. So it attracted the heat. So they found that image on the breast thermography. So my chiropractor, because he's not an MD, he couldn't order, any kind of blood tests or anything like that. So he ordered a CT scan that came back as positive, and they found a 5-centimeter tumor in my breast, which it was at the bottom of my breast, and I thought it was just a bone. I didn't think it was a tumor of any kind, but that started my journey. Well, that same week that we found this out, my chiropractor retired. My gynecologist had retired. My acupuncturist had retired. So all my doctors had retired, and I was starting brand new fresh. But I came at it with, I was reading a book at the time, and I'm sorry, I can't remember the name of the book, but it said, any obstacle you have in your life, it's just an obstacle. This is a huge challenge you're about ready to face, Lori, but it's just an obstacle. Find a way around it, over it, under it, through it, but it's just an obstacle. It does not have to take your life. And I told my husband, we don't say the C word. Nobody's allowed to say the C word around me. We're just going to plow through this obstacle. So I got my team together. I found, of course, I went to an oncologist, and he told me, he said, you have 40% or less chance of living. He said, this cancer is that bad. We're going to put you on the toughest chemo. And I went, you're out. You're not going to come to me and tell me that that's all the chance I have of living. And who are you to say? You're God. You're not a higher power. So I dug my heels in, and I put a team of doctors together. I called my chiropractor, and I said, what do I do? And he directed me to a chiropractor in Kansas City. That chiropractor, I called him, and he said, you get 10 minutes to tell me your story. I told him my story within 5 minutes. He was listening to me between patients, and he led me to, he said, I can't help you. He said, but go to the Riordan Clinic here in Kansas City. That doctor can help you. So I called them, and this doctor travels the world talking about oncology. And I called him, and I was just like, oh, please get me in. I called him on Thursday. They took me on Monday. So I went and saw him, and he goes, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to put you on it's called intravenous vitamin C. So it's very high levels of vitamin C. And then mistletoe. Mistletoe is just a plant, just everybody kisses under the mistletoe at Christmas. Well, over in Europe, the minute you're diagnosed with cancer, they put you on mistletoe. Mistletoe helps your immune system in your body keep up.
How do you take it?
It's through a shot. I just put a little shot in my belly.
Let me clarify something as a plant person. It's European mistletoe, because our classic version of mistletoe is poisonous here.
Okay.
Just so we're
Thank you, Jake.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
Good clarification.
I'm the
Thank
plant
you.
guy.
Plant guy over here.
Okay, so like right now, someone's out trying to get mistletoe. Buy a bale of it quick, like that.
Don't go out.
Get to Europe as fast as you can. This story's amazing with your curiosity
Lori,
and how
keep
you're
going.
attacking this.
Keep going.
This is outstanding.
Yeah.
So, and that's the one thing. Go ahead, Jake.
But you said with, like in Europe, they give you mistletoe like almost immediately. Right?
Yes.
And we don't have that. And I'm a little bit of a conspiracy theorist, but big pharma, I mean, you don't want something like easy like mistletoe that you can just have and potentially get better.
And no side effects. It's a plant, so
Wow.
there's no side effects. There's no side effects to the vitamin C. It's vitamin C, but it's very high levels of vitamin C. So I get started with that. I come back to Lincoln. I was in his clinic for a week, and then this is a regimen that I kept up on a weekly basis. Twice a week I was doing the vitamin C. Every other day I was doing the mistletoe. I come back to Lincoln, and I find a different oncologist, and the doctor in Kansas City, he said, don't tell them what we're doing because they won't support you. Well, I told him, and he told me, stop that, you're wasting your money. I went, okay.
What'd you do? What'd you do at that point?
I just told him, okay, that's fine what you think, but I need your drugs because I needed the chemo. I needed the radiation. I need your drugs to get through this, but I'm going to do this to stay alive.
Okay.
So we got started with all of that. And in the meantime, I found the chiropractor and the acupuncturist. I believed in acupuncture because I had lots of experience with acupuncture, using it for pain in the past, for other medical conditions. So I found the Doctors of Movement Chiropractic. They helped me, and I've seen them once a week for the last 2 years trying to get through this, because the chemo I was on 5 different kinds of chemo. I would sit in the chemo room for 8 hours a day.
Wow.
Every 3 weeks, 8 hours a day, getting my chemo. And if you can even imagine the worst pain, I lost my fingernails, I lost my toenails, I lost my hair, I lost my eyebrows, I got burns all over my body. It looked like somebody took a cigarette and just burned me everywhere, all over my body.
10 pain on a scale of 1 to 10?
12.
Oh, God.
It was just horrific. But you go in and you do chemo, and then you're sick, like with flu symptoms for 3 or 4 days afterwards. But I go to the acupuncturist. She helped me with the pain. I go to the chiropractor to keep everything in alignment. I start getting lymphedema really, really bad. My ankles were 19 inches around. My legs were 20 some inches around because I was so full of fluid that my body just couldn't do everything at one time. So I went to a massage therapist, Charles at Country Soothing Massage. Has full things for me to help me. My ankles are now down to 9 inches around. So if you can just picture that, I couldn't wear shoes.
God.
It was so painful to walk, and I lost all muscle mass because the chemo just destroys everything.
Just really.
It just kills everything in your body. So the doctor had told me, one of the doctors, the first oncologist, had said that if you can survive this chemo, you'll be doing great. And I just went, you mean to tell me you're giving me a drug that the drug could kill me versus just the cancer? So with the first round of chemo, I knew it was working. I knew that the cancer was dying because it was such a painful, burning sensation in my breast, and I knew that it was killing it. I kept the mentality, it's just an obstacle, Lori. It's an obstacle. We can get through this. I did meditation morning and night. I did, I only let happy people, happy thoughts. I made sure that those kinds of people were surrounding me. If somebody was negative, my father-in-law was included because he just lost his wife. So he was extremely negative. And I said, I'm sorry, I can't talk to you. I can't talk to you during this process. I'll text you, but I can't talk to you, because it was just, I needed positivity. So that's what I did. And thank God I had my work, because I would be home after those few days after chemo, and I kept working. I went to work. I went to the office. The boys that we have working for us were just part of my family. They come in and they talk to me. For a girl that had really long brown hair and all this wonderful stuff, and you start losing it, it was traumatic.
Oh, yeah.
I could imagine.
Traumatic. And the boys just would tell me how pretty I was looking and how great you look today. And the customers were wonderful. There was so much support from customers. And I had told my husband, tell everyone you know. I don't care, because we need as many good vibrations coming to us as we can possibly get. So tell everyone. It's not a secret. It's not something you should hold inside. The more you hold that inside, the more your body holds onto those negative emotions, and that only helps the cancer grow. God. So who wants to do that? Let go of it. But in the meantime, I found the food. What I learned, food can cure cancer. I don't believe cancer is hereditary. I believe it's hereditary in the fact that people, all my life, I was told I was going to get breast cancer because my mom had it, my grandma had it, my aunts have it, her cousins had it. So in my head, I'm going to get it. Well, have you ever heard that saying? Your mind can achieve what it
Absolutely.
leaves, well, that's absolutely true even of cancer. I believe that of any disease. After going through this and learning everything, how many people have cured their cancer with food, with nutrition and the positive energy around them, and just the meditation. It's unbelievable how many people have cured it, but you don't hear doctors talk about that. Doctors will not talk about that. And you go to a place like the Riordan Clinic in Kansas City, and it's a very positive environment. You feel good, you feel refreshed. You go to the chemo room and everybody's dying. There's no positivity in those chemo rooms. So it was an unbelievable experience.
Here's what you did. I bet you're a good business owner because you attacked this problem.
I did.
All I hear is you attacked it.
I did.
Yeah.
I mean, God bless you.
The grit in
That's
his
a-
story
yeah,
is unreal. The
Well,
grit
yeah,
is
just
unreal.
oh my God, that's fascinating. It's beautiful.
Well,
Thank you for
We
that.
appreciate you coming in, Lori.
you.
Lori
Yeah,
Knapp
Lori,
from
that's a
JK Electric,
great-
Jake
yeah.
Sittner from Taylor Landscapes. Again, this is Trade Legends. We'll do it every month throughout
Wow.
the different shows
Wow.
on the station. Thank you for your time this morning and for your story.
welcome.
And we wish you
Thank
well
you.
going forward also.
Well, I hope I can help whoever is out there that needs help.
You
or
just did.
direction.
You just did. Absolutely.
You did. You helped.
happy.
I mean, you helped a lot of people right there.
Help
Thank
me.
you.
I'm way more positive right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you again, guys. Appreciate it.